Hello everyone, welcome to today's session of Cyber Gyan with Mentor and arranged by DataSpace Academy. Okay, so here today with us we have our trainer Shashi Ranjan Jha. He is a cyber security analyst of DataSpace Academy, and here with us we have our student Sevaz Ali. He is currently pursuing ethical hacking course from DataSpace Academy, and today, so with us we have Shevaz, with whom we will have a vivid the little discussion about his some queries. So let's start the discussion. Shevaz, please ask your technical queries. What you have to ask Shashi, sir. Go on.
Hi Shabazz.
Hello, sir. How are you, sir? Good evening.
Yeah, I'm fine. Good evening.
Good evening,
So
ma'am.
uh, you
Good
can
evening.
you
Good
can
evening.
you can ask
Yes,
whatever
sir.
questions you are having.
Yes, sir. So,
Mhm.
there are some questions I have noted down already.
Mhm.
So, how to get real IP addresses, sir?
Okay, yeah. So this is
How
a
can we
bigger
get?
challenge. Yeah, this is sometimes get a bigger challenges like when we have to find out real IP addresses behind any Cloudflare firewall, and if there is any firewall working which is masking the your IP address, and because of that you are not able to perform certain kind of attacks where the Cloudflare protection is like blocking your IP addresses as well as blocking your payloads as well. So this is a quite big problem sometimes, and doing a proper reconnaissance will give you the real IP address behind the masked IP addresses. So there are some ways in which you can find it out. Some of them are okay. Let me just share my screen so that I can show you what are the things that we
Okay.
can do in order to find the real IP address behind the masked Cloudflare kind of IP addresses. So protections.
Sure.
So the first way is using the Shodan. So is it visible? My screen is visible, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Mhm. So the first way is to find it through the Shodan.io. So if you know the organization name, you can use certain filters like org. So org filters or the host name filters. These filters will give you like a basic detail about what IP addresses does this are having. If you find certain IP addresses based on the server details, like just by finding the host name and getting the location, this could be some the IP addresses among them. Other than that, what we can do is we have to find out the ASN number. So ASN number is something that the companies holding whatever number of IP addresses, whatever ranges of IP addresses, all those subnets and the public IP addresses are in the category of their ASN number. So
Okay.
based on the ASN number also, we can find out what kind of IP addresses and what is the range of IP addresses that the specific company is having. And you can get
That
the
is
ASN
private
number.
or not? Okay. That is public or
Yes,
private, whatever. Okay.
not the private one, the public ones you will get
Public.
using the
Okay.
ASN number. So you just need to get is this ASN number, and you can use some lookups like ASN lookup tools like this, where you just need to put your ASN number, and from then you can see what IP range and what IP addresses are like acquired by this company or these organizations. So based on that, you can carry forward your search. So suppose this ASN number that I have got, this is having a CIDR range
Bunch
of
of CID. Yes.
592, all this. So
Hmm.
this all are from the like Google's different servers IP addresses. So this is one way where you can find the real IP address based on your target. You can search, modify your search, and based on that, you can get different IP addresses like this. Other than that, if you want to use, you can use like do certain things like cert.sh is a good place to go through. Cert.sh. So let me search it on Google. So in cert.sh, why is it not coming? Let me search it. This is sir.in. I have to find sir.sh.
This is sir.alt.in.
Yeah, so this cert.sh, basically crt.sh, this is having the list of all the certificates which is being issued to those organizations, to those companies. So if you just search for any domain name, suppose facebook.com, so all the certificates that has been issued to this specific domain throughout the history, it will try to fetch out all those certificates for you. And only in those certificate information, you can look for the certain things through which you can get the real IP address as well. Like these things over
We
here,
have to install them, sir, by one by
no,
one.
no, no. No. You just have to look into it, and you have to gather all the IP addresses that you are getting. Among them, it could be anyone, any IP address could be like that, which is right now working for that server specifically. So it is about the reconnaissance part. So how much you are indulged yourself into the reconnaissance. So that will
After
depend. Uh,
after that, we can enumerate things or scanning
Yes,
things
yes.
like that.
So first you have to gather all the IP addresses that you are looking, and then
Mhm.
after using that IP addresses, you can track down the things. You
Mhm.
have to find the ASN numbers, and the ASN numbers can also give you the details about the IP addresses. Other than that, there is one more tool. Like if you have the targets, which is for having the Cloudflare security and Cloudflare firewall is over there. So Cloudfail is a very good repository on GitHub, which we can use. Cloudfail GitHub, if you type. So this Cloudflare, this is a automatic tool which finds out certain things after doing certain reconnaissance. You can use Tor browser as well as to connect and do all these things so that your real IP address will not get logged
Okay.
somewhere. And it will be using the Tor network in order to find the real IP addresses. And you can see some ISN numbers and the IP addresses you can find out, found
Okay. It
IPs.
will also help to get ASN numbers.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
all those things you can do, and from there you can see like this. The IP addresses are there, and the
Yeah.
MX addresses
Yeah.
are there. And based on these
Lot of.
things, if you find something which is sensitive, which is different, you can conclude that this could be the server's IP, real IP address, and then you can carry forward your attack and further research and reconnaissance on these IP addresses using Shodan and other platforms as
Okay. Okay.
well. Okay,
Okay.
so
Cool. Yes, sir.
yeah. So
So,
next, do you
sir,
have any other question?
okay. Can we use web professionals features for free?
Yeah, so this is a quite good question. Like most of the people are not using Burp Professionals and they are relying upon Burp Community version. So some things are there in the Burp Professional tool which could be used in like some websites are there which can give you the professional things for free and you can use them. Like CSRF POC generator is there, which is used in order to generate CSRF POC, which is the pro feature in Burp Suite which you have to
Cross-site
buy
security.
professional. Yes. So this website is there, security.love slash CSRF POC generator. And some GitHub repositories are also there based on CSRF POC generator, so which we can use. Other than
Okay.
that, there is one more very you can use for the intruder. Turbo intruder is there. That is an extension in the burp suite which we can use for the intruder part. One more thing is there, which is the burp collaborator work. So burp collaborator, if you know, it is being used in order to do DOM based attack. So to use burp collaborator,
Okay.
alternative is this requestbin.net. Basically this is the URL that you got, and this is the URL that you have to paste in order instead of the birth collaborator link that we get in the birth collaborator. So this is how you can use this. You can make the post request and you can see what kind of interaction or whatever server's interaction is being done. You can see the output over here as soon as it has been clicked by someone. So for the bot collaborator, this is the website replacement.net, which we can use. For the POC generator, we can use this security.lux POC generator, where you just need to paste the data what you want, and then you can download the CSRF
Download
you
CSS. Okay,
have
okay.
to give the URL. Yeah. So these are some like Bug Pro features, which if we want, we can use it for the free as well, using some of the automation tools and some websites as
Okay, got it,
well.
sir. And next question is, sir, how to do security audits in small and medium enterprises?
Okay, so mostly small and in medium enterprises do not rely much upon the like security aspect, but like they should also think about the security aspect in their enterprises individually. In order to do normal auditing on the like these kind of companies, which is small and medium enterprises, first we have to explain them what are the like cyber related issues that they can face that their peer competitors are facing. What are the real challenges that they are getting right now? So first we have to explain them like these are the challenges right now, which is being faced by your peer companies, and you have to make sure that your company doesn't suffer from the same kind of cyber attacks. So in order to achieve these things, first we have to like whenever we visit any enterprise and doing the like groundwork over there, doing the manual testings over there, so over there we first have to gather in as much information as possible about the company
Yeah,
which is related to the IT. So you have to ask the IT guys, the admins, and the other employees. So what kind of
system
like
audit.
privileges they are having, what kind of
Right.
permissions are there in this organization, who is having what kind of permissions, and who is handling all the IT related aspects. What is the complete network architecture which is being followed in this like in this organization? And after getting all these kind of details, you can actually go for the qualitative analysis upon them. So in the qualitative analysis, you have to analyze what is the asset, what is the asset is being followed in the organization. So you have to protect that asset because that will be generating the revenue for the organization. So you have to protect that
Right.
asset from any kind of security breach. So first you have to see what is the asset and what kind of risks are associated with your asset. So if you are running some web servers or websites are there, if you are running them, so you have to analyze what kind of risk is associated with your website. So what kind of services you are providing, what is the entry point through which anybody can get into your network or can get into your servers. So after like getting the entry points and analyzing all the risk and analyzing all the entry points, you have to implement the certain things like logging and monitoring onto those servers, those assets, and then implementing firewalls on those assets. And these are the things like protective measures you have done. You have done the qualitative analysis where you have find all the architecture and you have analyzed the risk associated with this, and then you have implemented the firewalls and other things in order to protect your assets. And after that, you have to also train them like what things you should not do. You have to train them how you can like monitor your the assets on real time basis, so that if there is any kind of malicious users getting into your like website and other things, so you can block them, you can generate alerts. So multiple SIEM tools are being used, so you can use some like open source SIEM tools as well, like ELK stack, Ivanas. These are some open source tools and SIEM tools which are being used mostly in most of the like organizations, and which is very good and can give you a real time instance of what is going on within your network and what kind of traffic is coming in. And if there is any chances of any kind of cyber attack, it will it can generate alerts and it can alert the respective admin members who have the privileges to like do the further things to stop the intrusions and to like protect your network. So that is a complete like overview how you
Yeah,
can do a normal auditing on a small and medium enterprises, which is not having a lot of like network synergies. So if the network is restricted, if the devices are restricted, the work is very in a controlled environment. This is the approach that we can follow.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, yes, I got it. Okay. And sir, I have one more question. How do crawlers work?
Crawlers. Okay. So crawlers are basically a kind of spiders. So what I mean by the spiders is when you are doing the spidering on a pub soup. So what it is basically doing, it is extracting every other link which it can access. So if the website is having a index.html page, then from there it can navigate to different URLs that are there in your page. There is a like sitemap.xml file is there on every website. That
Yeah.
sitemap.xml is basically giving you a overview that what all places are there in your website. So what are the different links? What are the different products? What are the different reference links that the website is giving? And the crawler work is first it will find that sitemap.xml because it is very easy for the crawlers in order to finding the sitemap.xml, and through that sitemap it can crawl the whole website. Okay, because it has been given over there in the sitemap that how you have to go down like all the architecture of your website. So if
Yeah.
you find if the crawlers will find the sitemap.xml, it will be very easy for them. Other than that, what the crawlers are doing is basically they take it as example of the Google crawler, Google search engine. So how Google search engine is basically giving us all the search results in so fast way, so faster. So the thing is, the crawlers are basically taking all the keywords in their memory. So whatever we are searching on the Google search bar, it take it as a keyword, and it searches the whole internet and searches that keyword within the all website. So if your website is very good for the crawling, like if you have maintained that sitemap.xml, and the keyword that the user is specifically searching, and that keyword is there in your website somewhere, maybe very hidden, very deep inside some other post, but that also the crawler is able to like fetch the post out of for you. It depends upon the SEO, search engine optimization as well. So basically, we use that keywords which are mostly being used so that our website will get listed at the top whenever it being searched. So for all these things, you every website admin and everybody who wants their website to be at the top whenever somebody searches for the thing, they have to focus on the keywords because crawlers are basically extracting all the keywords whatever we are searching on the Google search bar. And through sitemap, if you are maintaining the sitemap in a very well format and in your website, then that also makes the crawler work very easy in order to crawl the whole website, spider the whole website, and spider the all keywords that are available on the website, so that it can fetch the keywords, and along with the keyword it can fetch the whole posts and whatever you are searching, basically all those things to the Google server. So whenever we are doing a search, you can see whatever keyword we are writing, that will be in the bold format, in the bold and black format. Okay, so that is what the crawler has searched for, that specific keyword for you, and then it has given you all the suggestions that this keyword was present in this blog post, and that's why we are giving it at the top of the search, top of your search.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. So, and what are cookies, sir?
Okay, so
How it's
cookies.
work?
Mhm. So cookies are basically the piece of text. It is a text kind of, it is a text file which is being saved in the user's browser. So every user who is accepting the cookie terms, the website is storing some data about the user who is visiting that specific website. So all the preferences that the user are having, like if you want the website to be a black screen, like dark mode, or if you have changed your when you have given your username and password, so that also cookie will store the things for the further logins. So session IDs are there which is being involved in the cookies. So cookies are basically that piece of data that helps a web server to track down their users. So what users are doing, what places they are visiting, what it is doing, what is they are adding in their cart, and everything that is related to the user interaction when they are interacting with the web browser and your website, and that is being useful by the server side, so that so that the user do not need to authenticate themselves time to time in order to perform
Okay.
certain things. So that
Right.
all information is being stored in the cookie value. Session IDs are there also in the cookie when we get the session ID when we authenticate ourselves, and then it is being saved in the cookie, so that you do not have to authenticate yourself regularly in order to visit the different pages of the website, or different
Every
whenever
time
you need
only.
to log in, do different things on the website. So cookies are basically being stored in your website, which is holding some of the data, like user data, like what is the preference, what is the user preference, what users are doing, and based on those information, web servers and the website owners and the organizations try to modify their websites, try to make it more accessible and more convenient for the users who are actually visiting their website. So that is for the purpose of making it more convenient for the user, more easy to navigate for the user. But it is also very used by the hackers in order to steal the cookies, and then using those cookies in order to impersonate themselves as the victim user. So cookies, because it is being saved to the user's browser, some companies, not I'm talking about all the companies, but some companies rely upon the user, like do not worry about the user's security in that aspect. They think that it is upon the user's perspective to save and to provide security to their cookies. Some companies use some of the things, like you can use cookies factors, like same site cookies, and some secure cookies to transfer the cookies in a complete HTTPS connection, so that nobody can interfere, do the man in the middle attacks, and then capture your cookies and use that cookie. But some companies do not implement this kind of security with their cookies for the user, and because of that, it is the cookie thing is very much. You have to make sure that you are securing your cookie very well, and you are whenever you are storing your cookie somewhere, you have to make sure that you are not visiting some random websites, some access attacks are not being happening on those websites, because these are the ways through which your cookies could be stolen by somebody else. And if you are storing that kind of cookie which is not much secure, and you are doing your personal work on those websites, and like I have find some of the websites which in which if you just paste the other person cookie, and after log out, after the first person get log out, after the victim gets log out, you are still logged in, the attacker is still logged in. But this is not the security thing. If the main person whose session IDs or whose cookies is being stolen, and if they are like using those cookies, attackers are using those cookies in order to impersonate them, then if the first person whose cookies were the who is the victim, if he logs out, the cookies should expire, right? It should create the new session ID, or it should get expired, because the first interaction, the first place where that user has been logged in, uh, if he has logged out, the cookie should expire. But because of some of the things, because making it more convenient for the users, company do not focuses on these kind of security aspects
Yeah,
sometimes.
right.
So that is what the work of cookie, and how you can like protect your cookie, why you should protect your cookies, and how much impact
These are very essentials, right?
yeah.
Right.
So
So
Okay,
one
so
last question, sir. Sir, one
go
last
on.
question. That's it.
yeah,
So how can we, sir? How can we configure and maintain our system
configure and maintain our system like what?
for protecting?
Hmm. Protecting your
How,
system.
yes, how to secure our own system?
Yeah. So to protect your own system, you have to first implement first you have to install a certain like if you are using Linux, you are mostly protected, because Linux doesn't need to implement any kind of firewall or any kind of like firewall related application. You do not need to install. If you are using Windows, you should have a genuine Windows operating system, updated one, as well as you should have like firewall implement purchase. You should purchase a good company's firewall software, so that it can regularly do the auditings and do the checkups on the file systems whenever you are installing some new tools. It also checks for them, check the file signatures, and based on the file signatures, it passes or it gives the access for the software. Okay, so this is the thing. Other than that, if you know certain like commands, certain networking commands like netstat. Netstat is a command which can give you the stats of what kind of IP addresses are connected to your system. So in using the netstat command as well, you can do the things like you can search for the things. Uh, so basically, if I show you, so this netstat will give you what are the host and on what port it is being connected. And if you can see like this is a EC2 instance which has been SSH.
It is connected to
Like
anything.
this,
This is right.
yes. So this is my IP address, and this is the other IP address which is being connected to our host machine.
Okay.
So similarly, if you see any unknown IP addresses over here, and you have to check like based on these IP addresses, like if there is any like malicious IP addresses or malicious host name which is be connected to your system or not. So time to time, running these kind of commands and doing auditing manually can work, can make your system safe. So suppose if if any attacker has done a complete persistence over your network, so whenever you are booting up your system, it is being connected to your, and you are not aware of this because all the process is being hidden in the background. But this network start thing, this will not get background, and you can see the status of the IP addresses which have been connected to your system.
Okay. Okay.
So, Shevas, I think the session was very informative and you got all
Yes,
your
ma'am.
queries cleared, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It was a great session, ma'am.
Yeah.
Right.
So, let's end this session with the experience of you with DataSpace Academy. Share your
Oh,
experience,
sure,
please.
sure, 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 ma'am. Sure, ma'am. So, so my name is Sawaz Ali, and I'm a student of DataSpace Academy, and I'm learning cybersecurity from 6 months. And I have cybersecurity means diploma in cybersecurity, and my trainer is Sasi sir, which is very good in WAPT. And or if I want to say for this session, it was a great for me, and thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time, and thank you so much, ma'am. And
So, will you recommend DataSpace Academy to your friends?
yeah, sure, sure. There are lots of friends who want to join Data Space Academy. I will refer them.
Okay, okay. So, thank you so much, Shashi sir. It was lovely interacting with you, and thank you so much, Shavaz. Have a great
Thank you,
future
ma'am.
ahead. Best wishes to you. So, let's
Thank
end
you.
this session. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.